Hi friends, today's lesson is Module 5, Lesson 2. Now, we've been talking all about shapes, and shapes are super fun. Today we're going to keep working with shapes. Today's learning goal says that by the end of this, you should be able to say, I can name shapes using their attributes. Remember, attributes are ways that we can describe something. So we're going to actually talk about shapes' names, and we're going to use their attributes to help us figure out what type of shape they are. Here we go. Ooh, look at these shapes. Yeah, they're all the same kind. Do you know what they are? You're right. They're all triangles. Now, the cool thing about triangles is it actually tells you about their attributes right away in the name. Did you know that tri means three? Yeah, that's why a tricycle has 3 wheels. That's why a tripod has 3 legs. Well, triangles have 3 angles. And angles are where 2 sides meet, and they make a little corner. So, right away, just from the name triangle, we can know a lot about the attributes. There are 3 straight lines, 1, 2, 3, and those 3 straight lines, when they connect, they make 3 angles, or 3 corners. Go ahead and look at the other 2 triangles. Do they all have 3 straight lines and 3 corners? They sure do. These are triangles. Well, these shapes look very different from triangles. How many sides do you see here? Ooh, yeah. These are actually my favorite. Don't tell anybody. They're hexagons. Go ahead and say hexagons. Yeah, hexagons are super cool because they have 6 straight lines. And when those 6 straight lines connect, they also make corners. Pretty cool, huh? Now, the way you should count a hexagon lines, because there's so many, is start at one side and move your way around, like kind of going one little path. Don't be bouncing around to count the straight lines. That's going to get confusing. Hexa means 6, so that's again another way to help remember how many sides a hexagon has. What is this shape? You're right, this is a square. Good, you probably learned about that in kindergarten. All right, squares are also very interesting. Squares have 4 straight sides, but the cool thing about squares is that all of the sides are the exact same size. That's actually what makes a square unique, is that it has 4 straight sides, but all of the sides have to be exactly the same length. Not too big or not too small, exactly the same. And then the other cool thing about a square is it has 4 corners where those lines meet, but the lines, or the corners, are square corners. That means if I had like a little imaginary square, I could slide it around to each of the corners and he's going to fit snug as a bug in a rug. See? There are 4 corners and they're all square. That just means a little square could fit inside. Now this looks awfully similar to a square, but it's not. Do you know what this shape is? Oh cool, yeah. It's a rectangle. Now, rectangles are actually a whole bunch of different types of shapes. They all have 4 corners, and they all have square corners, and they all have 4 straight sides. Wait a minute, so far rectangles are describing squares. Yeah, I know, because squares have 4 square corners and 4 straight sides. The difference is that for rectangles, their sides can be different lengths. Do you see this rectangle? The top and the bottom are the same, but the sides are different. So rectangles are very similar to squares. As a matter of fact, a square is a rectangle. But rectangles can have sides that are different. They don't have to be the same length. Ooh, what is this guy? Also another fun one. This is what we call a rhombus. Go ahead and say rhombus. Yeah, isn't it fun? Kind of sounds like it's going to be like a creature, maybe like a hippo's name or something, a rhombus. All right, now let's talk about the attributes of a rhombus. A rhombus has 4 corners, but let's look at those corners. Oh yeah, they're not square. Look at me try to slide my little square in there. Nope, too big or too small. So a rhombus is similar to a square in that it has 4 corners, but it's different because they're not square corners. Also, a rhombus has 4 straight sides. That's similar to a square and also a rectangle. And they're all the same size. So, all of the sides have to be exactly the same length. Not too big, not too small. So the only difference between a rhombus and a square is what? What's the difference between a rhombus and a square? That's right, the corners. Remember, a square has those square corners, but a rhombus doesn't. What is this shape? This is another fun one. Have you noticed the funkier the shapes look, the cooler the names? Yeah, this one's name is trapezoid. Go ahead and say trapezoid. Good job. Now a trapezoid has 4 straight sides. Wow, I've been noticing there's a lot of shapes that have 4 straight sides. But they're all different sizes. They don't have to be the same length at all. And there are 4 corners, but what do you think? Are these going to be square corners or not square corners? Oh, good guess, yeah. A square does not fit in there very nicely, so they're definitely not square corners. So, there are 4 straight sides, they're all different sizes. And there's 4 corners, but they're definitely not square. That's a trapezoid. Okay, we're going to play a guessing game. It's called What Is It? So, friend, what is this shape? Now, I'm going to give you a hint. If you don't remember, then your teacher should have posted in your room somewhere an anchor chart that has a whole bunch of different shapes, and they're describing attributes. So go look and then come right back and tell me. Figure it out? Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, it's a hexagon. It has 6 sides. All right, what is it? Do you know? Oh, friend, you're so good. It's a square. How come this isn't a rectangle? Yes, it is a rectangle, but it's not just a rectangle because all the sides are the same. Why isn't this not a rhombus? That's because it has square corners. Friend, you're so smart. Okay, so, this is a trapezoid. And how is a trapezoid different from a rhombus? You're right. The sides are different sizes. A rhombus has sides that are all the same length. Man, you are doing so good today, friend. You've been really doing a nice job of looking at the attributes and trying to figure out the names of the different shapes. Uh-oh, my dog just put her face on the computer. Thought I was going to mess it up there for a second, friend. It didn't. Whew. Okay, our learning goal says, I can name shapes using their attributes, and that's exactly what we've been doing. Now, I know, I just threw a lot of shapes at you, and sometimes it's hard to remember. They get confusing. So remember, use that anchor chart that your teacher should have posted. It's definitely going to be helpful. All right, it's your turn. This is what you're going to seesaw to me. I'm showing you 2 different shapes. So, there's one shape on one side and one on the other. Can you go ahead and draw a picture of these in your math journal or on a dry erase board? And then under each, can you write 2 ways they're the same or 2 ways they're different? You're going to have to really look carefully because I don't know if they're the same or I don't know if they're different. You're going to have to tell me. All right, good luck, friend.